Hi everyone, the AI color grading is finally here. So color grading for PFA Color Suite has completely transformed from a plugin to a full AI color grading pipeline and assistant. So let's take a look at the outcome today. So before we start, let's look at the traditional way of doing color grading, which is using the node tree. So I have a total of 15 nodes to create this look. Look at the different categories. So these are the correction groups. These are the color grading groups. This is the mixer group. So basically everything here to build a continuous and very nice grade. And look at the playback. I still can't get a very nice playback because so much things are putting onto the line. But when we look at PFA Color Suite, only one node, we try to replicate the same thing. Look at how simple it is. Grade with AI to correct from log to reservoir 9. One click to nail the exposure. One click to nail the white balance. I can make it punchier by influencing the AI influence. Grade with AI, it will call all the 3 parameters to create a very nice grade. And saturation not in play because we strip the saturation from the algorithm. And now I want to build a look. I just generate look. Woo. I can lower the intensity. Basically, one click, it moves 135 parameters in all these groups. Look at this to create a look. So look at the look here. So you can continue to filter until you like a certain style, and you can go into each of the 135 parameters to refine them. For example, I can make it less intense or make it more intense. It's totally up to me. And I can filter until I hit a threshold where I love it. So this actually, I like this look. And I can continue to filter through different options. I pretty much love this one, but I can go down, for example, to the film mixer group. I can increase the teal and orange. I can lower the red output. Then I get a very nice cyan tone to the entire image. So that is a very nice iteration. Look at the before and after. How much brightness, how much shadow we preserve in the process. Look at how well our PFA Color Suite version is. So now let's do the manual way. Let's look at how, if we don't use AI at all, how we're gonna do everything with PFA Color Suite. Is also fairly easy. But of course, correction steps is where we shouldn't spare any time on, because correction is basically setting the foundation. We should spend more of our time in the creative process. I can use a log exposure to control how bright I want the image to be. This is a fine point. So let's start from scratch. So the first thing we're going to do is we go to Film Tonal Curve. We're going to nail the print. So we go down, show tone overlay, increase the black point, increase the shadow roll off, lower the white point, lower the highlight roll off. This grid gives us a very nice milky gray in the shadow. Just look at the group here, look at the shadows here. That gives us the treatment. Then Film Spectral Contrast is adding the saturation, but only at the channel level. So it's creating contrast at the color channel level, and it's not touching our exposure at all. So we can add our saturation here. But using the combination of these two, we are enough to create any look we want. So look at here. It's pretty amazing, right? To fine-tune things easier, let's open the Parade and the Vectorscope, so it's easier for us to see everything. And the scope is also built inside this toolkit. We can go down to Film Split Tone, turn on the shadow overlay. They share the same grid, so I can turn up the shadow split and turn on the shadow split hue. Look at how it's affecting only the shadow areas defined by the range to create the movement. So I want to move more of the shadows towards the cyan. Yeah, I can do that also. Look at the hair. And that's how great and amazing this toolkit is. And for this, before and after, we already get a very nice foundation. Next, we can go to the color engine, which comprises of color swap. Color swap is additive color science. As you add more saturation, it brightens the pixel. Look at the RGB Parade. Density is the opposite, which is a nicer iteration. Basically, as you increase density in the opposite direction, which is increasing the density, look at the pixels, it's actually getting darker. Look at the UI UX logic. When I lower it, actually I'm lowering the brightness. So the difference in these two engines is one increase brightness as you saturate, one lower the brightness as you saturate. This is the fundamental key secret behind films, because film, more colors blocks more light. So this is the engine that replicates the entire film process. Okay, last but not least, we go to the ColorSkin. This is where after all this stage, if the skin fail, everything fail. So we're gonna turn on the scope, and you can see the skin is yellow. Yellow is perfectly aligning with the skin tone line on the Vectorscope. Yellow is very close, blue is non-skin tone. So I pretty much nailed everything. I just need to adjust the skin density to make. You want the skin to be yellower, you want the skin to be fairer, I want it to be fairer. And look at this drastic difference. Look at how fast this entire engine is. That's crazy, right? Now, look at Film Mixer. Film Mixer is the group that really create the magic in building a palette. Now my Vectorscope is quite spread out. When I increase the teal and orange slider, look at what it does. It massage all the things that is non-related to this film palette to squeeze them into this palette. So we have very nice distinct teal and orange look right here. And I can use the RGB sliders below to refine it. For example, I want to add more cyan. So this is the part you need to be very creative. You need to ask yourself what you want. For example, I want more magenta. But here, RGB sliders, there is no magenta. There is, it's hidden here. So green opposite is magenta. So by remixing more green towards the other direction, I'm actually mixing all the green to turn into magenta. So that's how you understand the overall idea of grading. So it's very fun to play with. For example, now I ask you a question, I want more cyan. How do I do it? What is opposite of red? Cyan, right? So by reducing red, I'm introducing, remixing all the red into cyan. And look at how nice, just one little slider here, we have done the magic to form a very clear palette. Then film separation is building on what we have done. So basically all we add palette, I can reduce the red and cyan along the axis. So this is very powerful when you want to tone down your entire palette or strengthen it. And you can return some of the details by turning on magenta and green or blue and yellow. You reshape your entire Vectorscope slightly. So that's how powerful this whole entire system is. It's not a random tools. The flow, the magic of designing them in this systematic manner is help you easier to understand color grading. So by end of this, even though you don't have this tool, you can download the free trial to try out all the features for free, but you understand color grading better. So now, I want, for example, I want different kind of taste. I want printer lights is basically injecting color into the frame that is not recorded. For example, I never have any green in the set. I want to add green into the atmosphere. I want to add yellow into the atmosphere. That creates the nostalgic look and create with AI to create different options for me. It's quite random right now, but we're going to refine this process for other two tabs. So that's how we build an entire look here. Look at how nice inject the colors. And you look at the mask, it's actually like injection of good as a depth map. Okay, let's look at the last shot. We can replace the whole thing. Just now I take about 5 minutes to grade a shot, right? But if you're grading with AI, then plus you can use the AI influence to control how punchy you want the things to be. Let's make the log profile more punchy. Then after that, I can go down to CinePulse AI, can generate different look. Actually, one click, this is it. So why do I still need 5 minutes to create this kind of look? That's something I'm doubting myself right now. Maybe I have built a tool that's too strong. Okay, so that's all for this episode. Download the free trial to test out all the 11.3 features for free before you commit to a license. But when you want to commit to a license, use the code ThankYou2026 to enjoy 45% off. We are hiking up the price very, very soon. After version 12 is released, we add a new feature that is quite groundbreaking and interesting. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.